just in, that is in the UEFA Champions League. That was yesterday, that is at night. Aston Villa managed to beat, that is Bologna 2-0 in one of the most epic Champions League battles that we have never had before. The game was held, that is at the Villa Park, at the home of, that is Aston Villa, one of the most informed teams, and the game ended, that is 2-0 in favor of Aston Villa, when we saw goals from John McGinn, that is the midfield general, as well as the goal from Jhon Duran, the most informed player so far, that is in Aston Villa, alongside the likes of, that is Oli Watkins. Just at the start of halftime, the game was still, that is 0-0, when we had few opportunities being created, that is in this game. It looked like a dull game, whoever watched this game, meaning that there were some few chances that were being created, both by Bologna and even by Aston Villa. And remember, earlier on before the game, Aston Villa coach, that is Unai Emery, had said that would like Aston Villa to start challenging, that is for titles, not only to be competing, that is for titles. I remember last season they were beaten, that is in the Europa Conference, that is around the semi-finals, and this time that is in the Champions League. Things are moving on positively. Reason being that in the new Champions League format, that is Aston Villa is currently at the top of the log with 9 points out of the possible 3 games that have been played, even ahead of other English teams that qualified better, that is in the Premier League, at the likes of Arsenal, who currently have, that is 6 points, Liverpool has 6 points, and Manchester City has 6 points. However, back to the game, as I told you before, at halftime it was still 0-0, but at the restart of second half, that's when we started seeing some changes in this game, when Aston Villa kept on impacting more pressure. I remember the previous game that Aston Villa held, that is at their home stadium, still in the Champions League, was up against, that is Bundesliga runners-up, that is Bayern Munich, and they managed to win this game, that is 1-0, courtesy of a Jhon Duran late goal. So this time, when it was still 0-0, Aston Villa did not give up, as it kept on pushing further and further for a goal, and the goal that sent, that is the crowd into high gear, came around the 55th minute, after having almost a silence of almost an hour without a goal. And John McGinn, that is the midfielder, the Scottish midfielder, managed to open up the scoring in favor of, that is Aston Villa, sending, that is the home crowd, that is in high pressure and even high appreciation. As if that wasn't enough, we thought that Bologna would be pushing for a goal. However, Aston Villa still kept on being the better side, despite of them having the lead. We thought that Bologna would be pushing for an equalizer, but Aston Villa still kept on being the better side. And again, around the 64th minute, that is Jhon Duran managed to continue with his impressive season. Remember, has scored so many Thunder goals this season, and not only that is in the Premier League, but even in the UEFA Champions League, where things are moving on positively. And the Colombian, just at 20 years of age, is enjoying life to the fullest, meaning that he managed to score the second goal, putting Aston Villa at the top of the new Champions League new format, as the leaders. In case, I remember I told you earlier on that the first 8 teams qualify automatically, and then from 9 up to number 24, they play, that is in a playoff final of home and away. Then from number 24 up to number 38, that is they get back home and they get ready, that is for the next season. With this win, it means that Unai Emery's boys, I think they just need like some extra 60 points to confirm that at least there will be some of the new team that will be competing, that is at the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League, after having a solid team that I think will be competing, that is in the UEFA Champions League.